Hi, this is Carl with another SOP video for managed service providers. Did your mother ever tell you, don't bite off more than you can chew? Or that your eyes are bigger than your stomach? Well, what that really means, especially when it comes to IT, is don't take on too much all at once and don't commit yourself to something that you're not going to be able to fulfill. Let's talk about social media and how you can create a manageable chunk of marketing that's actually something you can execute consistently for the next year. First, let me get the little quick promo out of the way. Over at IT Service Provider University, we've got several classes, including 3 on how to maximize your social media marketing. And over at the Cheeky Sales Coach, we've got an entire 50 video series absolutely for free, cheekysalescoach.com, all about marketing and sales and promotion and so forth. So let me talk about your social media marketing as well as just your plain marketing over the course of a year. I highly encourage you to start now. The next year is going to be rough. And I promise you, the economy is not going to skyrocket out of this in 2023. So what are you going to do for the next year so that you can have a reasonable amount of spend without killing yourself, and you do not stop marketing? As early as the morning I recorded this, I had 2 different conversations in which people said, oh my gosh, you absolutely cannot stop marketing. And it's the one thing people are most tempted to do. Where can you cut something where you know you're only spending money and you're not getting something back? Well, it's marketing. And I say you're not getting something back because marketing is an expense. Marketing does not bring in money. Only sales brings in money. But you have to have the marketing to fill the sales funnel. It's the sales process where you ask people to give you their money, but it's the marketing process that fills the top of the funnel. So you have to do marketing, but that doesn't mean you have to spend a fortune. Remember, everything costs something, but the something doesn't have to be dollars. It could also be time. And I believe that 1 hour a week spent of your time on marketing will produce something that is worthwhile and is going to bring in lots of benefits to your company. Maybe not sales, but with luck, a reputation, a good image, basically the setup that you need so that when it comes time to do sales, you're ready to go. The absolute number one thing that you have to do, no matter what else, you have to have a newsletter. And it doesn't have to go out every week, and it doesn't have to be something that's long and complicated or sophisticated. A newsletter should go out about once a month if you're a small IT company. And it should have a format, a formula, so that it's easy to do. So for example, a little note at the top, hey, here's what I've been up to. People actually love that. It's what keeps them coming back and paying attention to what you're doing. And then maybe a couple of articles about security, the latest news about cybersecurity, maybe a couple of tips about how to use a certain kind of technology, whether it's Microsoft Office or Adobe or something else. And then, just a quick note, hey, don't forget, we've got these packages that you want to look at. In my opinion, your newsletter should not include things like recipes for Apple cookies or anything else that's not tech related. I get newsletters from all kinds of people I do business with. And one time, my dentist started sending these newsletters that had recipes and stuff in it. And I'm like, what has this got to do with dentistry or my health? And what it was is, in my opinion, he'd hired a service that was basically desperate to have anything of any interest to anybody so somebody would read their stupid newsletter. Well, you don't have to do that in IT. The news is filled with cool new technology that might be coming down the road, things that are out there that are scary and have to be used right, and lots of stuff that is not obvious to the non-technical person. And so a little explanation from you helps a lot. In other words, we have no shortage of things to talk about. If you just put in some Google searches and look for articles from CNET News or from the tech parts of Wall Street Journal, New York Times, and a million magazines specifically dedicated to tech, you'll have no shortage of things to talk about. So don't worry about that. Just remember, what you want is interesting, small, bite-sized pieces. So you don't even have to worry about filling up a lot of pages. Give the client 1 or 2 paragraphs in 1 or 2 articles and you're done, right? Like, you could literally sit down and outline all of your newsletters for the next year in one sitting if you wanted to. You just have to sit down and do it. Remember, nothing is free. So if you're not going to pay somebody to do it, you have to do it, and it just takes a little bit of time. Now, I say your newsletter is your single most important thing because, first of all, this should start with your clients. So if you've got 50 clients, you should have at least 50 names on that newsletter. And then it should include your prospects, and then it should include anybody else who wants your newsletter. Because these people have asked you to put them on your list. They want to get news from you. They want to hear what's going on with you. It should not include cookie recipes. It should be relevant to IT, relevant to your business, relevant to their business. So you can create a formula that just plain works and execute once a month. I think you can put out a newsletter in 1 hour per month. And if not, go to Fiverr, Fiverr.com, and pay somebody $3 and they will put together a newsletter for you. It absolutely can be done. Now, other ways that you can market: social media, so forth. YouTube. This YouTube that I do because I promote it myself and I edit it myself and I do all of the posting and so forth, takes me 5 or 10 minutes to record, takes me 10 or 15 minutes to edit, and then takes me 10 or 15 minutes to post. So, it's more than half an hour, but less than an hour. And that's because I've been doing it a while and I kind of got things rolling. But remember, you don't have to have a video a day. You don't have to have a video a week. You don't even have to have a video a month. But I recommend that you do try to get a minimum of 1 a month. And, if you did a video once a month, you would have 12 in a year, which doesn't sound like a lot. When you go look at your favorite channels, look at the biggest channels that you follow, a lot of them have very few videos. It's actually pretty impressive how few videos they have. And unless they are pumping up to become one of the top, 10 producing channels in the universe, they don't really put out a lot. So if you put out one useful, interesting video per month, you will probably be producing more than most of the people on YouTube. So don't worry about the numbers, worry about the content. And I remind people all the time, with all of the advice on social media, don't go spending all of your time watching videos on how to get 1 million subscribers and how to be the biggest channel on YouTube and all that other happy stuff. Unless you're a 13-year-old selling makeup, no one cares. What you want to do is be useful and interesting to people, and you want to be useful and interesting to the people that you're trying to attract. In other words, think about your clients. Think about your 10 favorite clients as if they were sitting in the front row watching your video. What do you want to tell them? What do you want them to know about cybersecurity, about taking care of themselves, about onboarding their employees, about security with email, about using Microsoft Office effectively? Tell them. And again, you only need 12 of these a year, so you could probably jot down in an hour about 12 really juicy topics that you could cover in 3 to 5 minutes. You don't have to do them all at once, but you could. The important thing is that when you look at something like YouTube, do it. Do it and do it consistently, but don't bite off more than you can chew. Put out one video and then put out another one in a month and another one in a month. Put it on a calendar. Literally, I have a whiteboard that has lists of when I'm going to put something out for my blog and my podcasts and my YouTube videos and my newsletter and the classes that I teach. And I have little X's and I put them out on my schedule. You have a scheduler. I guarantee if you're a managed service provider, you have a scheduler. It's called your PSA. Put in a ticket due January 31st to get out a video. Put in a ticket due February 28th to get out a video, right? March 31st, get out a video. Put in 12 of these tickets due at the end of each month, or create a recurring ticket and make sure that it gets done. Don't fret about it. Don't worry about it. Don't be consumed about it. Don't, put it off because it's such a major task. And don't worry that it's not good. If you're going to produce videos, just produce videos. Be you, be yourself, have your brand. I don't try to make my videos like the big videos, the million sellers, the people who have the greatest channels in the history of the universe. I make videos that are like what I would watch, and maybe they get better over time. I hope they do. But the bottom line is, I am my brand, and I'm trying to appeal to people that want to consume this information this way. And with luck, that hits home, and they hit subscribe and like and thumbs up and share it with all your friends. But the bottom line is, you can't produce videos the way I do. You can't produce videos the way somebody else does. So you might as well produce videos the way you want to do it, and then find people who are attracted by the way you do business. This is always my approach to attracting new clients. Find people who want to do business your way. Next up, blogs. Blogs are pretty much the same advice as YouTube. Pick a month, pick a topic, write a blog. It doesn't have to be massive and long. It doesn't have to be the greatest blog in the history of the world. It should be useful. It should be directed by you in your voice to your clients. And it should be on a topic that's related to what you do, which is IT support. So you could talk about new product reviews, news about what's coming up in the next year, where you think Microsoft is going, where you think some technology is going, when you think we might be ready for this next level of technology, whatever. It doesn't have to be something that is related to you doing your specific job today, but just the general topic so that people understand that you are knowledgeable about IT. Even if they don't completely get it, it's completely okay. They know they don't get it. That's why they hired you in the first place. So give them useful, interesting information on technology. They will see that you are the person who knows about these things, and they will go to you when they have questions. One of the biggest untapped markets for all small companies is your own clients. And part of the reason is, I didn't think you did that. I didn't know that you did cloud services. It never occurred to me that you knew anything about technology related to graphics or about signage or about, this other stuff. So clients go ask somebody else because you never let them know that you actually know what you're talking about when it comes to a certain technology. So think about the things that you can talk about that just show your general knowledge about technology, because you want to be the technical advisor in their life. So take a manageable amount of blog material and turn it into 12 blog posts, one a month. Now, some of you will say, well, that's not enough. I have to keep their attention and blah, blah, blah. And I got all this advice about social media. Oh, okay. But let me just tell you, in the real world, most of the people watching this don't put out 12 blog posts a year. So put a ticket in your PSA that says, by the third Friday of January, get out a blog post. By the third Friday of February, get out a blog post. By the third Friday of March, get out a blog post. By the third Friday of April, get out a blog post. You understand? Again, you could outline the topics right now. Take you about an hour. You only need 12 topics. And then you can write them as they go along and in any order you want. Once they're done, post them online. You could even, with blogs and on YouTube, you could produce something and schedule it for the next month and the next month and the next month. If you were energetic, you could schedule all of those things for the next year. But I'm not asking you to do that because that might be, for you, biting off more than you can chew. One blog post per month. That's all I'm asking. Okay, what's next? Well, how about Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and other social media? First of all, do not make any attempt to subscribe to every social medium and keep up on it and advertise on it and promote on it and own it, because you can't, right? That is biting off way more than you could chew. Ask your clients, hey, what's your favorite social media? In fact, that's a great article for a blog or a newsletter or a video or all of those things. Tell me, what's your favorite social media? Where do you hang out? And once you find out, and to be honest, depending on their age, it's either going to be Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter. It might be something else. But for the most part, businesses, when they're thinking about business, the people who own businesses go hang out in certain places. That's where you want to be. So find out where your clients are and then go hang out on those social media. Have your own voice. Post when you want to, not when some guru tells you to. And just show up and be there. You don't have to post 10 times a day like I sometimes do. You don't have to post every hour as some people do. You don't have to post every minute. There are some channels on Facebook and Twitter that are literally just nonstop. Like you wonder how these people have anything else to do in their life. Well, guess what? They have plenty else to do because they've hired somebody to post all that stuff for them. They are off doing something else that actually makes them money. It either takes time or it takes money to get these things done. Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn and all the other social media are your tool to make a connection with people. My favorite, I think, for business has got to be LinkedIn. I will encourage you to go ahead and spend the $30 a month it takes to be a professional member, and then go ahead and you can contact people on there. Find out who your clients are, connect to the people they follow in the business world, then connect to their friends, and then connect to their friends. When you've got an event, promote it to the world and talk about it. When you've got something going on, tell people on LinkedIn or wherever and let them know what's going on. Again, don't bite off more than you can chew. Pick 2 or 3 primary focuses on social media and then participate at a level that makes sense for you. And that could be once a month. On the second Friday of every month, post something on LinkedIn. On the second Friday of January, post something on LinkedIn. On the second Friday of February, post something on LinkedIn. You see the pattern here? So you've got your ticketing system that can help you remember to do these things. You can make sure that you don't bite off more than you can chew. You know, have a few newsletters out and then you can refer to your newsletters. If you use something like Constant Contact, you can have a permanent link to each newsletter. So you put out your newsletter, but then it's also got a little URL that you can promote on your newsletter, your LinkedIn, your Twitter, your Facebook, your blog. So have a package, have a bundle. Do not be overwhelmed. Start with one of these and do it. Then start with the second one and do it. And then start with the third one and do it. Bite off exactly as much as you can chew and do not stop. And the reason I say do not stop is that if we're going into a recession, the last thing that you should cut is your marketing. And if all your marketing takes is 1 hour a week of your time, that is a great spend for your time. It's a reasonable amount of time. It's not going to interrupt the rest of your business, and it will keep you top of mind for your clients. If you do nothing else in the next 12 months, please do at least once a month for each of the items that I talked about today. I think you'll see it's a slow drip marketing process, but it does work. The best words that you can hear when you call a stranger is to say, "Hey, I'm Carl from KP Enterprises or Small Biz Thoughts," and have the stranger say, "Oh, I've heard of you." And they can't tell you where they've heard of you, but they know they've heard of you. That's what this kind of long-term drip marketing does for you. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. And with social media, they get to see you, they get to see the stuff you put out, they begin to think that they know you and they like you. And then when you say, "Hey, what do you think about coming to a seminar or having me come to your office and giving you a network analysis?" They like you, they trust you, and they might just invite you in. Some things to think about. Please take action. Please do something. Please do some kind of marketing program for the next 12 months. And then ping me and tell me how it went. For Small Biz Thoughts, this is Carl Polachuk, wishing you the best of luck in your managed service business.